Okay, I think I'm live. I had some issues going on, like the computer couldn't find my microphone. I am talking right now. I hope that people can hear me, but I will not know unless someone comes into chat and say that they got sound. Well, I'm sitting here today, and it's Saturday, and I have waited for quite a while to have a playing session. Hi, Anne. Do I have sound? Can you hear what I'm saying? Oh, I hope so. Oh, yes. Oh, cool. You know what? It's like you haven't I haven't been streaming from this desk for about maybe 7 months or something, and then everything just changed on my work computer. So I had difficulties coming on. Typical. But today I'm gonna play with this wonderful palette. It's the Kuretake Art Nouveau palette, and it's so new to me still. I have not been done a lot of painting with it, so I'm still in that very exciting phase where I get to know the paint and play around with it. So I thought that I should just turn on the camera and then we'll just have a chilled, relaxed journal page spread. Just I'm not sure that I'm gonna start up something and finish it, so I'm just gonna play in my journal. So, but before I do so, I got some stuff that I wanted to show you guys. Look at this, isn't it cute? I saw it in the supermarket. It's an insect hotel, and I just think it's so adorable. I'm not quite sure where to put it. Maybe, below, deep into some bushes that we got. But right now it's so pristine and new. But I bet after being outside just this season, it's gonna look all scuffed up. Okay, my hubby just came home. I just have to say hello to him. Hej Lars. Jeg sidder livestreamer.
Ja, okay.
Okay. Du har ikke noget spiseligt med her, vel?
Nej, desværre.
Okay.
Nå,
Okay. I just have to check if he came home with something edible. Sometimes lady is a lot and he comes home with something we can eat. Not this time. But isn't it just, really cute? I bet that Kimberly is gonna love this when she see it. It's also like her color scheme. So I just wanted to show it while it was all brand new. And then we busted up our wine bottle opener. I know you may thinking like, how much wine do you actually drink to get a broken wine opener? But hi, Purple Nana, welcome to my stream. But hi, Adida. Yeah, it's a buck house. That's it, a buck hotel. Yes. But it was like the plastic gasket on the wine opener that just got wonky in the dishwasher machine. So I had an excuse to go out and buy a new wine opener because that's important, right? And look, I'm so clever. I chose this because of the box, because as soon as we take this out, I would have like the coolest palette. Can you just see it for you? Like this wooden little box right here. Oh man, I can't wait to disassemble all of this, pull out the stuff inside, and then transform this into some sort of a what's it called, palette. And then there is like this clasp, so it won't like lay down on the table, which is a little bit bad because otherwise I could have had this as a mixing space. But yeah, I'll make it work. I mean, I just love the whole design of this box. It looks so cool. Of course, I have brand Houdini wine bottle openers. So easy. I don't even know what kind of style this is. This is like a very masculine one compared to. Oh my god, I can't even get it out of the container. The one we had before was like super easy. There was like this round plastic circle you just squeeze over and then you do like this and then it's open. But this is like, I don't know, looks a little bit yeah, but you know what, hubby? Oh, there's also a knife in here. It's like a Swiss Army knife of bottle opener, I guess. Hubby is gonna make this work because I totally got this because of that wooden box right here. So yeah. Oh, better put it in right here. Yeah. Yep. And then I finished off my wrist pulse warmers, knitting. And I made my own design where I chose to knit the space invaders down here. I'm still practicing, so they're not like totally like even or anything. I just think it's so cute with that space invaders. Oh my god, that really made me laugh so much. But they fit really well. I mean, they're gonna be used. I am a big user of wrist warmers when I work during the winter because I am plucking orders for my job in this kind of cold, not so heated big space. So it's just gonna be like really nice. But I am so proud that this is like my first attempt to do my own wrist warmers with knitting. So I'm just so content with the result, and I love this pattern and everything. And then I did that I cord knitted ending here so it won't curl up. And like the way that I there are like no knots because they are woven into the knit. So it may be a little bit difficult to see, but every way you turn it, there's like no knots between the when you merge two colors together, because I knew that I would need to do maybe like this, and then it would annoy me if I had like a huge knot somewhere. So yeah, I'm getting better at woven in the ends, and then yeah, this is how it looks turned upside down. So you can see the Fair Isle knit here, no knots, no knots. So I won't be driven nuts with nuts when I'm wearing them. That turned out so cute. I adore them. I love them a ton. So, and it feels good to use that leftover yarn for something that I actually will wear, because I fear that I'm taking up a new hobby and going to accumulate new stash. I can just picture myself because my room to begin with is getting more and more cluttered. And I had a 6 month break where I didn't do anything creative. And then suddenly my art room became this stash room for the rest of the house. So it seems like every week that I went in there, more and more things were just put stashed. So I had a, a flip where I was just like, we gotta clean up this place. This is not gonna turn it into a garage, So I don't view myself hoarding a bunch of yarn because that could be like really a new thing to thrift for. And it's so easy, I think, to thrift yarn, for me at least, because it weighed like nothing. There's not like you're thrifting something that's like totally heavy. So you wouldn't be able to carry a lot of it home. Yarn weighs like nothing. So hi, Lori. Lori, I just showed that I finished knitting my wrist warmers, and I did it in Fair Isle style, and I used the Space Invaders as a theme on these. So I was so inspired by your knitting stream with Kathy. Ah, I loved every second of it. Just seeing people sit and do knitting, and the the stuff that they have made, and it was just and you guys just really kept it real, like showing all the difficulties, and yeah, it was a joy. So hi, Nui. Oh my god, so many people here. Did I say hi, the Artful Dabbler? And thank you so much. Am I missing someone? Hi, Tina. Tina from Sweden, right? So, but knitting is fun, and I think it's very relaxing thing to do, and I have to take care not to overdo it. I can only sit like one maximum 1 hour a day because I don't want to overdo you know with my fingers. So I did cast on. Do you guys recall that I bought this kit from Crystal Sci-Fi, which is going to be like a purple and green coat? I did cast it on, and I'm only knitting 1 hour a day, so I have not gone so far. But let me see if I can show it. Oh, it's like a set, because the yarn has to be in these. Oh, look, this is the beginning of the casting on. It's actually going to be an edge of the coat, so you bend it over, and this is gonna be an inside stripe, and this is the outside stripe. But I have to stop, I have to remind myself to stop so I don't sit too long and knit, because it is so interesting with these changing of colors to see how it looks. And now it's not been damped or steamed, so you can really see that my tension is not so nice. But as soon as I steam and damp it, it will get a much more smoother look. But just the beginning of this knit work is just sparking joy. All the colors, and look how funky it looks on the wrong side. Okay, this is the right side. Oh my god, look how funky. Isn't it funky? I'm still learning, and my biggest task is that I have to make it still somewhat elastic, So my biggest hurdle is that these carry-on threads are not getting super tight, because that would make it like stiff and hard. So I'm just knitting very slowly to make sure that I carry on the thread with the making the knitwork elasticity, still keeping the elasticity in it. So yeah, but it's fun. It's really fun. just yeah, I love the colors too. I love it a lot. But one thing is to knit with it, right? Another thing is to wear it. So I'm kind of excited about how is the finished coat gonna look. There's a lot of colors on it. And usually, as you can see, I like to wear like black and black pants. But then I thought I can still wear like black and black pants and then have a colorful coat on. So maybe it's not that bad. So, but Art Nouveau, this palette right here, I purchased it from Kuretake Gansai Tambe on Amazon. And all these colors just speaks to me. I know you can mix it yourself if you got a bunch of white and then just regular watercolor, but there's something about each pan that they picked out that follows the color scheme of Alfonso Mucha. If you have seen, you just print Art Nouveau on Pinterest, and then up comes a lot of pictures. The hard part is to spell that damn word Nouveau. But I have to say that I can recognize a lot of these colors in the pictures that I've seen on Pinterest and on the internet. So it just makes it so much easier to paint in this Art Nouveau style, because you don't really have to think or mix. So this was the first, you could say, like I swatched them out, and then I painted this drawing after swatching them out. But I'm still in that phase where I'm learning the new palette and getting to know it. So I haven't like done a ton, but I really love the style. And then I noticed that a lot of these Art Nouveau images actually have this beige and brown in their background. And that's kind of new to me. We don't see it that often, like using brown and beige. So I have experimenting a ton with that. um what could you call it? Like a raw sienna, brown and beige, and then it makes it sparkle with the blue. And then I take my gel pen and do just simple doodling with my pen inside these things, and I love it a ton. So this page kind of got it all, like also this could be like a mandala. So if you really enjoy making your own mandala, yeah, taupe. that's it. That's the name of it. Thank you, Anne. So there is a lot of elements in a page like this where you can do like mandala, you can use your gel pen. um yeah, it's just a very likable style. This I think I did on a stream, so there's nothing there. Here I took some happy mail that I got from Devon, and she included this vellum that had this Art Nouveau lady. So what I do is that I just see a picture on Pinterest, for instance, and then I just do the essence of the the picture, you could call it. Because I don't want to invent the wheel. I don't want to invent a new drawing. I just want to use my paint, right? So I just kind of mimic what I see on Pinterest in an Art Nouveau stylish composition, and then I just sketch it, and then I'm ready to have fun with the painting. But what I did on this spread, and I really love it a ton, I included the butterfly that she mailed to me, and the plastic acetate up here, and also the dragonfly. And then I took my gel pen, and then I scribbled a lot of round circles. Maybe it doesn't show up, but it kind of gives that very faint texture. Then I tried to centangle inside these triangles, and here you can maybe see some of the scribbling that I did with the gel pen in the same color. So all in all, I know it doesn't show up on the stream, but when I look at the page in person, I can really tell all those scribbling lines giving some sort of texture. Can I get it? No, I don't think that the camera picks it up. No, but okay, it doesn't matter if the camera doesn't pick it up, because I get to enjoy it when I'm sitting in front of this page spread. So it's just fun, There's a lot of steps in a drawing like this where you can like go crazy with a mandala shape, doodles and tangle inside these areas, and then of course use the new palette. Oh, thank you. I'm working on this spread. It's not finished. I want to combine it so that I would love to mirror this page over here somehow. And this is I think the last one that I did. Yeah. Here I'm trying to do a lot of foil and stickles, I think they're called. And once again, just finding a very well-known Alfonso Mucha painting online, and then just quickly sketching in the basic shape of his painting, where he had this lady, and I even think that his lady also had like the red hair, and then she had this giant circle behind her, and inside these circles were, and I'm not into astrology, but I think it was like the 12 signs from astrology, but I didn't want to go so intricate. So instead, I just took out my box of ephemera, and then I dug into this box, and I found a, a sheet that had somewhat of the same colors that I have been drawing the lady with. And then I just took actually this tape here, circled out, cut it out, and if you have a punch, yeah, that would be like super easy. And then I just placed those circles inside my drawing, And I freaking love the way it looks. I love that collage element to it. And then I took some glitter glue, and then with this gilding flakes, it's called, I just made this mandala have some gilded edges. But what I want to say is that if I had like glossy accent, I would totally put it on top of all these areas here. That would really, really be nice. But it was a fun idea to take ephemera and put inside this mandala as a filler, because I'm not gonna sit and be so intricate with the drawing in the astrology signs. I mean something. I, I really like Art Nouveau, but I also find it to be extremely detailed, which I kind of dislike, because when I'm in a hurry, or not in a hurry, I don't want to say in a hurry, I just want to paint, I just want to use the palette. So getting to there where you have a sketch and then you bump into a very detailed and intricate pattern from the Art Nouveau universe, I don't want to give up. So what I do is that I sketch on the background with a pencil, and then I coat it once with the watercolor, and then I, with tissue paper, lift off. So I kind of get the best of both worlds. I get to use the watercolor in a very easy way, you could say, but I also get an area that's kind of detailed, with looking like it's very artsy fartsy, because down here I just have the mass tone of the same color as up here. So here you can see the difference between just blocking in with the mass tone, or doing what I did, like drawing some leaf shapes, color it in, lift it off with tissue paper. So you still up here are gifted with some sort of texture. So I kind of like that, you know. Let me see if I am. Hi, Janet. Hi, Janet. Oh my God, so many people here. I'm getting. Hi, Carol. So, I'm getting. Yeah, a little bit nervous. Uh, I forgot one thing. I want to talk about this detail work with the Art Nouveau style, because I love, you know, the composition of a lady standing with the side. It's almost like a coloring book, It's very like one dimensional, and it's super flat. So I really adore it when it comes to the composition. What I don't like is all those tiny details that in these blocks right here. So I kind of find a way to skip over that. What I did was that I took a wax crayon, and wax creates a resist to watercolor. And then I just doodled with my wax crayon first. And then I came on top of it with watercolor. And because of the resist, can you see how it's creating this crazy pattern, looking like something really intricate, like something I really spent a ton of time on doing? I don't think of it as cheating. Just know that I don't think I can come on top of this with a gel pen, for instance, because the wax residue will still be on this paper. So, in case you want to remove the wax residue, I suggest that you could heat it up with a heat gun and then try and dab off some of the wax residue. And then some of your colored pencils might glide over this. But yeah, basically, what I am fond of is also these borders. That's also a win win with all this Art Nouveau style. Not only do you have like the mandala, you got the opportunity. Look, Janet, I did some centangling inside these squares here. So you have the opportunity also to do like centangling. You can go crazy with your stickles, but then, guys, you also have these borders, super beautiful. And some of them are like mirrored images, which are super impossible to freestyle. So you would have to drag out tracing paper or whatnot. I don't know. I don't want to go I mean, that's like being really like serious. I still want to be in a play mode. So what I do is that I don't even try to go for that mirrored look. I just do one side and then I do it big. So I still get the bordered look, and one day I might be brave enough and try and make a mirrored free-handed border. But then my anal gene just wakes up being like all OCD, like it has to be totally mirrored, because if it's not totally symmetric, that's what I would see when I flip to the page. You know what I mean? So I try not to make it too hard on myself and push myself into, I would say, ruining the joy of looking at this page spread by thinking that I can freestyle a symmetric border. So I really love this idea of just taking a snippet of everything that I like and put into my drawing. Yeah, but yeah, today the plan is to. I already have sketched out very vaguely where how I want this other girl to be, and I know already now that I would love that this would have like a red. I got this red color in the palette. So the only thing I know right now is that I want this rose to be red, and then I might want to see her in some kind of a pink dress because that's really likable. And then I want to mirror this background also using the same colors. And then guys, if it's really, the piano is playing well and everything is in a high note, I should try and doodle in some borders that would connect these two pieces. So that's the only thing I got in mind right now. And I think just to start up, I want to start with oh, this is a Faber-Castell Pit artist pens. It's just the, if you like micron pens, it's just the same thing you can get with the, like a micron pen set. But these are like waterproof, and the micron pens are waterproof too. But there was a lot of blah 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 blah. Let's see. Gave to the anality of it all. Uh, gave to the analogy. I can understand that sentence perfectly. Okay. Oh, that was a wrong one. I think I want the one that's like, let's see, what is it called? 1.5. But yeah, one of the things that I have learned is that if I go in with a gel pen first, then I will not be able to come on top of that line work with a pit pen. So there must be something in gel pens that I don't know. I know Janet is like screaming like, get out a ruler. Oh, by the way, I do have some ruler line work here that I might want to erase. But I think I'm just gonna freehand this line work here because it's gonna liberate me to be brave to do the black border lines later on. Because if everything is like straight and just straight, it's more scary to go in and do free-handed stuff. But I have to say that, oh my god, this Art Nouveau style is the more pictures I look at, the more likable I find it. And I also see a lot of challenges. I feel super challenged. Like, I think it's the amount of detail and also the variety between You can do borders, you can do like really realistic faces, and then the dress and everything looked like something from a coloring book. So there is a lot of variety hidden in this art style that I didn't notice at first glance when I just. Okay, it's gonna be annoying doing that long one without a ruler. Can I use this one? So I think it's a good style for me at least to achieve some challenge from, because I can choose to do it like just a fun sitting, or I can take one image totally seriously and then be anal with detail. And it's also so new to me with mandalas. I don't know much about mandalas, so it's just fun to learn something new. Okay, we got her down. I still need a lot of detail here, but I still want to show you guys the wax crayon trick. So I think I'm just gonna go in and get my wax crayon so we can just see how it works and what I was talking about. So, oh, I'll be right back. It's a colorless wax crayon that I purchased with a Power Pastel set from Jane Davenport. But in case that you guys don't have a colorless wax crayon, you can get the same effect by using a white China marker. So, yeah, I just pulled up those two things. But let me just try and do like for fun these borders right here. Just one of them. Well, you probably can't see my pencil line. It's very light. Oh, shoot. Okay, that's the worst thing, this buckles up a ton because of all the stickles and whatnot. So it's a little bit bumpy. Okay, now I got that shape. Then what I do is that I on back. I take the colorless wax crayon and then I simply just doodle. No, no, that's not what I did. First, I laid down a color. Oh, that was good that I recalled that. First, I took a light blue and I simply just dabbed, not trying to paint petals or anything that looks like anything. I'm simply just dabbing. And the reason I do this is because I'm hoping that when I come on top of this with the colorless wax crayon, that it will be somehow transparent and still some of this blue will peek through, and maybe on a good day and after a couple of glasses of wine it would look like tiny blue flowers, right? And then that needs to dry. Let me look at what we got up here because I really would like to emulate. Now I have to think, what did I use to make that circle? You see, everything is made out of shapes that I just had in my hand. Whoops. Yeah, this was the one. Okay. And then I just freehand the inside of the circle. Now I'm getting all nervous because I'm not sure that you guys really can tell any of my sketch lines. So I kind of feel sorry that you have to just sit and watch nothing, like there's like not much going on. Okay, that's actually her hair. What was I thinking? This is supposed to be her hair. Okay, and then I had a border up here. First of all, I have a border around everything. How to decide that? So if I agree that I should have a border, it would be something like this. It's not gonna be like totally symmetric. It's okay. It's I think the Art Nouveau will survive. And an ellipse here. But now I got that area up here. And you know what? When you just want to paint, I just want to use my paint. All this sketching can sometimes become an obstacle. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that I hate to sketch. I just think sometimes that, come on, get to the part where I can start filling some paint because that's the fun thing for me. So I also think that sometimes it's a shame to be so sloppy with all the details, but hey, Did I get my head in there? Hi, Chris. Hi, Abigail. You love. Hi, Kathy Arbor. Oh, you also here? You love this watercolor? Yeah, me too. Should I put it like here so you can see it? What I love about that watercolor palette is that the more images I look at from Alfonso Mucha, the more I just imagine that the guys in the factory in China looked at this exact same images and thinking, whatever we do today, guys, it has to look something like all the colors we can find in these pictures. So I think the palettes, the convenient pans in the palettes are just so spot on in so many cases. Oh man, I'm gonna hate myself for not placing this lady symmetric. Can you see how I got something off right here with the borders and everything? Like this one got a pointy tip and this one does not have a pointy tip. So this is where I hope that I can come in with some really fancy. Oh, wait a second. I can't draw a straight line and talk. To cover up this irregularity, I think I should do a lot of these corner borders to draw attention away from that, because I don't know why I am like this. It just bothers me a little bit. Okay, finally we are there where I can demonstrate that transparent crayon. First, I want to put down some colors beneath the transparent crayon. And it's a hit and miss because it's a translucent wax crayon, so you don't really know where on the page that you're hitting. Plus, it's got like this really blunt tip, so you don't need to try and draw anything with these watercolor marks. It's just to put down some color. Maybe I should hit it with a. I'm just gonna hit it with a heat gun, so I'm totally sure that it's, yeah. And while I hit it with a heat gun, you guys might enjoy my insect hotel. Isn't it cute? It's so nice and clean. Now it's getting out in the garden and then it's gonna just rot. Yeah, it's clean now. So what I do is I scribble, but I try to look at, here I did it like almost like in the center. So I want to try and do the same. And this layer of wax have to repel watercolor. So I'm kind of putting a little bit pressure on it because I want to make sure that I have a thick enough layer, because if the layer is too thin, sometimes it will still show some open specks of the page where the watercolor can find the creases and settle in it. I try not to make long line work because I want the brain to translate this into tiny specks of petals of a blue flower. So no long line works. And as you can see, oh, as you can't really see at all. You can't really tell where it is. So it's a little bit exciting going in with the brush and see if it works. Now, what color did I use for this one? Was it this one? Was it that one? It was that one. See, I'm still getting to learn to get to know this palette. So I'm not fully aware of what pan I have to pick. What I do is that I put a thick layer of watercolor on the top, and then I rinse out my brush, and then I simply just drag down the pigment. And the reason why I'm doing that is because that's the best way you can control how much is going to be covered, because it's very strongly pigmented, this Kuretake pan Gansai Tambi, and I'm still getting to know it, so I don't know how much filler there's in this stuff, but it seems kind of transparent so far. But that's how I protect myself from not laying down a complete opaque layer that not gonna show anything. And then as you can see here, you can always come in with more watercolor because now the whole surface is wet. But can you guys see how it just repelled off the watercolor, leaving that faux impression of something detailed going on? You can't really put a finger on what it is, but I bet that your brain would think that it's flowers or something. And I love to do this gradients between a dark color on top and then just let it fade out to something lighter underneath. Uh, these triangles here can be dark. But I think that this Art Nouveau style, it's so versatile that you can kind of do a lot of that's actually my plan. I want to do a lot of pages that's got like different stages. So some are in the sketching phase and some need the doodling, some need the mandala. So whatever mood that I'm in, and even if I want to art on the couch, there would be a page spread ready for that kind of activity. Normally, I work from start to finish, meaning that I like to finish off a page that I'm painting. Like I got an idea of how I want it to look. So I want to do one page spread at the time. But I think this style invites to break up that pattern and have a journal with a bunch of open pages. Oh my God, I'm spitting while I'm talking. You get so excited. Calm down, Lena. But can you imagine having a bunch of open pages? it probably would stress the heck out of me because I would feel, because that's how I am. I'm a finisher. You know those kind of types, like my hubby, he's a starter of projects and then he just leave them and I can't clean up after him because it's an ongoing project. I'm kind of a finisher, where I finish it off and then clean up after myself. But it's gonna break up my way of working in a journal in a pleasant way, I think. So I kind of left this page spread and then didn't feel like working on it. So I worked on this page spread, the next page, which is very unusual for me because I would kind of not work like that. But I think this summer I should try and flip things up and have one of these, a lot of creative pages open. Bang, I freaking adore this wax technique here. It just makes it so much easier. Make it look like something. Can you see? And it's just effortless. And then when the whole page is done and finished, this is not a detail that will stand out. It will hopefully mingle in with other details. So it will just look natural. I mean, it will just look like, I don't know. I just wanted to share this because I think it's so beautiful to look at that maybe you guys want to have that same positive vibe going through you when you're creating these, because it just makes you happy. And I love the way that you can't really tell that white wax crayon, so it's exciting to watch when you paint your paint. Because I'm using so much water, I am totally thinking about, woohoo, that super granulating paint from Schminke. It could be so cool to try with this technique right here, because then you got the granulation in the paint, adding even more texture to this very huge wet area of the shape. Plus that the granulation might go well with the texture from the wax crayon. There's a lot of nooks and crannies that pigment can land and rest in, but that'll be another day. Another day. I've used a similar effect with color pencil, Lena. Oh, glycerin, color pencil, and wax crayon. Yeah, I like to also use the white china marker for this kind of thing. Um, you still haven't bought them, Janet? Yeah, well, they were tough to get hands on, especially here in Europe. For some reason, they were constantly sold out, and it was so frustrating because I don't know. It was just like a chase in the end, and it's the first time that I have been chasing down an art supplies for more than 6 months. And because I was interested in this paint, my mixed media picked up on that. So whenever I opened up my YouTube, there would be a suggested feed in the corner about someone who got their hands on this palette and was swatching it out. And I was like, do you have to rub my nose in it? Okay, I need to cut this strand from my sweater. So it was like an agony chase. And then when it came, I don't even recall why I was busy or whatnot, but I did not have the opportunity to play with them. So I still feel that this palette is so new to me. Like I still have to get to know the colors and I'm not fluent in the palette. Like what I mean is that sometimes when you have worked with a palette for a long time, you know exactly where to navigate in it and how to mix and how to get some interesting combinations. Like every palette got their own, I would call it manganese blue, that surprise color that granulates, looks beautiful in mixes, and is not so frequent in other palettes, that little plus. I still have to figure out a bunch of things with these pans here, which you can only do by painting, right? Ah, there's something so likable about that buff. Is it called that? What do they call it? Écru beige. Écru. Écru. What a weird name. That beige next to that blue is just lickable. I had I had a session last night with my stickles. Oh my god. Okay, maybe I still got some residue of it in my trash can. Yeah, I wanted to use stickles, right? But then they were like half filled, and I had to like bang it to the table, and it wouldn't come out, and it was just really annoying. So what I did was that, ugh, no, I'm not gonna dig into that trash. Can you see how this is like half full? So if I had a blue, I would cut up the blue, and then I would open this one and put down. I was like merging two stickles together in one. So now my stash is down to only 7 stickles, but most of them are mixed. There are some. This is the one that's mixed. This is also mixed. So now I got some really funny stickles, and I just took a skewer and then put it at. I took I don't know what that tool is called. I took a plier or what it's called, and then took it to the. You can even see all the stickles on it, and took it on this here, and then you can pull it out without damaging the nozzle. And then there's hole into this container where you can take a skewer and then twirl it around. So that's how I managed to move my stickles residue into some containers that now will squeeze out again, because now they're like filled up. So I was just getting so annoyed at, a small left like this, like there's like almost nothing left, but still there are some, so why throw it out? But that was I was doing last night, and now it just feels so good that I have this tiny collection of stickles, but I know that each one of them are working. There's something really fulfilling about emptying a container of something and put it in the trash. Like we're getting rewarded with a medal for using up a product or something. Or maybe it's because the want monster know that, okay, she freed out space for new crap. So now we, with good conscience, can go out and invest in even more crap. I don't like this space I got right here. Should it really be with so yellow? Okay, I'm just have to do it. I want to try to be somewhat consistent with this picture over here. Yeah, I'm fighting an inner fight about not being so anal because this is just a sketchbook and it's just for fun, but I can still feel that I would have loved to taking the time and making these images more symmetric so that the circle goes out with the same width. Blah blah blah. I have to loosen up. I have to learn to loosen up a little bit more. I think if I could loosen up, I could enjoy this process much more because there are so many other things in this drawing that I should focus on instead of having all the frames the right way. Dang, that was intricate, this part right here. Could barely breathe. Let's see, I'm trying to wrap my mind around fighting the analogy. You need a stick. It is rewarding to know that you used a product to the end. I wish I had done that with all my crap. Oh, Riri, you're so right. I feel so sorry for when things are drying out, and when you feel that you kind of wasted your money. But luckily, some of the containers are not that big, so it's not like it's a gallon of Mod Podge or something we're throwing out. Who was it? Was it Lindsay the Frugal Crafter? Yeah, it was. Okay, check this out. She bought Mod Podge by the liter, by the, like 10 liter, which is it the same as 10 gallons? I don't know. Like a big quantity of Mod Podge. And then it tripped over in the back of her car. And then her trunk was just soaked into gallons and gallons of Mod Podge. And she's trying to rescue it by putting it up in back in the container while cleaning out her truck and everything. I think it was her. If it wasn't, I'm sorry. I don't think she's watching my channel, but I was just feeling with her when she was telling about the experience, like, oh no, the whole agony, and you have to clean it up and just wasting things. And I can just picture if it happened to me that I would try and scrape up every ounce of that product before starting the cleanup, you know, just being frugal. We also had a neighbor down at the end of the street. I think, I'm just guessing here, I think they had to paint something, but whatever they had to paint, they dropped it from the car on their way into their driveway. So out on the road, there was this humongous, humongous splatter of white paint. It looked like plastic wall paint. Just you imagine just like 10 gallons just dropped on the street. And then there was these footprints, all the way from the splatter into their garage and back and forth, like a car has been parked right there. So like they couldn't even conceal who did the damage because there's like these white footprints everywhere. Oh man, I would really hate life. To try to rescue the Mod Podge and not the car. Oh my god, does it dry fast? Especially if it was like during summer, You wouldn't buy Mod Podge during winter, would you? I mean, is there some acrylic component in it? Hi, Devin. Devin says, I need to stop buying more stuff and use what I have after I go to my friend's crafty garage sale later today. You know what cracks me up now that we're talking about Lindsay the Frugal Crafter? Hi, Teresa. She had a video where she was doing a room tour, and then, of course, that just brought out some nasty comments because that's how people are, you know. You can't show your stash in pride without somebody bringing you down, telling you that you're a hoarder or something. There's always someone out there who got less, far less, and thinking that there's something wrong with you because you got more than they got, you know. You know that. Anyway, her response to that was like, well, you are welcome to dumpster dive me when I'm dead. It just cracked me up. Like, what an awesome reply to that kind of comment. Because we all know that we got different reasons to why we have the amount of stash that we got. You know, like she's a teacher, some are collectors. I mean, you can't really judge people because there are different reasons to why they have the collections that they have, you know. Okay, I'm gonna try with a sturdy hand to block in this, because this background right here was just mass tone. Oh my god, I feel that I am talking so much, and I should do like, let's talk more paint. We can get some progress into this. Oh, I'm definitely gonna dress her up in some of these pink um, colors right there. And in the Alfonso Mucha style, I should have given her some sort of a scarf that's draped uh, over her hand or her arm. You know, lots of the ladies, they don't look like sexual objects, which I love because most of them are draped over a chair in their morning robe. You know, they're looking like they just woke up in their lingerie, but not in a sexual way, which I think I want to say that he's Alfonso Mucha, the Art Nouveau artist, is portraying mature women, so they can also be a little bit choppy or something, you know, like I just adore his view of how he work with the female figure, but that's just my opinion. Okay, we should, and once again, everything that I paint and do here, even the color choices, are based on Alfonso Muca's work. I'm not inventing this at all. It's totally inspired by him. But he would so have like this draped. Where does it come from? It goes around her arm here, so it has to come out somewhere, right? Let's let it come out like this, and then in an odd shape like this. Yeah, so a piece of linen is coming this way around the arm, down here and there. So I can kind of erase this elbow. Yeah. And then what about up here in the front? Maybe her dress should be like this. Okay. I'm glad that I thought about that now, because now I'm going to plug in this background right here where we worked. Let's see. Um, I still haven't gotten through Lindsay's tour of all her watercolors. Oh, Devon, you're in for a treat. I had a sleepless night, so I woke up. And then, you know, you get stubborn when you're sleep deprived. So you're turning and twisting like a chicken on a rotisserie grill inside your bed until some at some point you just give up and get up. So I was a little bit pissed when I got up, because it was like, damn it, I have to work tomorrow. And now I know that I'm just going to be more and more awake the more minutes that passes. So I might as well just turn on the computer and accept that I'm not going to fall back to sleep immediately. And then I turned on YouTube, and then there it was, a 2 hour showdown from Lindsay showing all her watercolor collection. I immediately went out and brewed a pot of coffee, knowing that it's gonna be good after all. So I was in good company with her in the middle of the night. And I was so anal that I even took out when she was talking and showing a particular palette or something. I would grab my own palette in the same brand and investigate, because she was talking about some pants that were from the Winsor and Newton that had changed. So I was like, oh, really? And digging out my own stuff. She had her, oh my God, this is just going to be so much about Lindsay sudden, all of a sudden. But she had a set chat, or what she's calling it, where she today announced that this week or maybe next week she will be doing a walkthrough of her student grade palettes, which I think is something that I'm looking forward to, because those are the ones that I spontaneously think that I need in my collection, because they are some of them very inexpensive in a way. You can for $20 buy, so it's so easy to slide them into your cart when you are buying something else. It just whoops, it just jumps right into your cart. And most of the time it's like the purchase and the unboxing is what brought me joy, and then I get a little bit disappointed when I start using the paint. And then I always think that, well, at least I got a cute container if I ever want to do my own travel palette or something. But I would love to, listen to her talk about her opinions of all those easy to get, inexpensive palettes. I could barely breathe. Okay, what I'm doing here is that I'm applying mass tone some places, somewhere it's not, because I think this area over here is super dark but a little bit boring. So I want to see how this dries up and to see if it's more interesting. You know what I notice right now? This is bluish, this is greenish. I think I'm using the wrong pen actually. I think that this one might have been done with this one, but oh well. It's okay. It's okay. Oh, I almost forgot. Devon? Uh, oh my god, I just realized you painted the lady in the right. Thought it was a print. Oh no, she's not finished yet. Devon, Devon, Devon. I used to. Let me see if I can flip this page without smearing it. Look, I used what you sent me in Happy Mail. You remember that vellum, Art Nouveau vellum piece? I just took the way she was sitting and then did this drawing with it. And then I took, the ephemera and glued to the page. And then I wrote "Happy Mail from Devon." It's so good. I also got Happy Mail from Sandra, but they are special. They're still in the Art Nouveau style, but it's kind of a manga. I'm gonna be really pushed trying to make these. I want to make renditions on most of them, especially these. Oh my god! Did you see? Did you see this? Oh gosh! Can you just, when I put it next to this palette, can you just see how it's possible? It's possible to make a rendition of this with the colors from this palette here. I can see it, but it's a very different style of girls that I'm used to. So I think I need a quiet moment for sketching that out. I don't really think I can do that live. Okay, I should hit this with a heat gun because I got a glob there that's not dried up. So, yippee! I'm glad you found a use for this stuff. Yes, I did. I did. I love it so much, and I especially love, that I can glue it into this journal where I'm working with the Art Nouveau, and it goes so well with the dragonfly, and the sentiment. So I love it, love it. Thank you so much. Okay, I'm just gonna use the heat gun. It's not completely dry, but I think now I won't at least smear it because now I want to work on this area here. So, oops, I don't want to come in with a sleeve. That brown background color really, really surprised me. It's overwhelming how many Art Nouveau pictures and paintings include this brownish, raw umberish tone in their images. It was overlooked when I got my first impression of Art Nouveau, and I have never noticed it, but I've been working with it since. Like here, I got that beige, and then here I included the. I would never, never have picked brown for this, but it kind of works. I see the madness with it. Was there and here? I totally work with those beige taupe. It works. It brings something calm because there's so many elements, so much going on. So I think I want to explore more and then also do this circle here in a brown. But this time I think maybe I should use like a light grayish and then mix a little bit of brown with it and see how that works. But before I do so, what about the details? Should I just have the same details here? Yeah, I should. I want to try and lay down the detail first with a gel pen and see if I'm so lucky that the watercolor will repel from the gel pen. Just with like if you did it with a China marker, couldn't it be awesome? Because it would really save um a lot of drawing. So now I need to be a little bit quiet because I need to draw something that's kind of symmetric but yet not. And the way I would do it is to just go slowly, breaking it up. Like I have watched Bob Owen doing this so many times. So the madness behind this is that the more you fill in spaces, the more likely you are to get a somewhat similar look. So what Bob Owen does is that you keep taking half, 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 so suddenly they can connect. Yeah, it still looks a little bit wonky, but it's so much better than if I just freestyled it. Okay, so now I need to somehow connect these crazy arches in an artful way. Could it be to maybe if I do a circle in between them? Let's see what that brings me. And then to be really anal. Okay, I'm thinking. I'm thinking. How can we break it up? Okay, we gotta wait with that. No, I think I should address it now with another gel pen. What do we have? What about this brown? I want to get in some some of the details because I'm gonna give this background this brownish wash. Brownish. Yeah. Drawing circles is a Peter. Okay, I might as well just go for that outer ring since I'm here with the gel pen. I can't even tell if my fat head is in the frame. Okay, now it's gonna be exciting for me because now I have to mix. I try to use these kind of straight out of pan because people was suggesting it. Plus, I also could see actually that these convenient colors are taking straight out of the color scheme of Art Nouveau, so it's not mixing involved. Um, Now I got that. How the hell did I get that brown that's mixed? I'm just gonna experiment here. It's even darker than that. Okay, I did actually mix that one. So I've got like no brain capacity. Look, I don't really know what I'm doing. I want to mix in some of the gray. I want to go grayish with this one. So start with this brown foundation or base, and then I'm slowly tinting in that gray to see what happens. Do I like it? Hmm. I think I like it. It got like brown undertones, but with a hint of gray, warm gray. Let's go for it. Okay, I'm gonna heat set this gel pen because I'm still counting that it will act as somewhat of a resist. I'm gonna explain why. So- Okay, it's dry. Okay, I'm just talking from me. This is not a tutorial, right? In my world, it's not fun to paint around all these damn shapes. It's not. So what I'm aiming for is to do a very transparent light wash over everything, and that's how I roll. And I know a lot of people would be like, "No, you're just covering it up." But I'm also testing if I have any remedies in my haberdashery that will give me that wonderful resist, so I can keep on being such a lazy painter that I can do these big washes because that's fun to me. irritating is to paint around stuff, having to avoid things. It makes me tense up, uh, makes my muscles tight. So it's, to use Janet's newly found expression, it's very analytic, having to avoid things, paint around things. So what I probably would do here, since I know that I'm gonna give her a very strong hair color, I'm just gonna have a light wash here where it's transparent, and then a little bit dark over here, because for some reason I want the shadows to come from this side here. So drum roll, let's hit it with a heat gun and see if it worked. Let's see the good and the bad about that. I got some bloom because I had some pigments that was not totally saturated, because it became a wash. But in general, it kind of worked. I mean, it's not like the gel pen is a true resist, but I'm content with this. And I'll tell you why I'm content, because I think I can cover some of it with some doodling. Do I have? Let's see. Ja, der går nok lidt. Var det mad? Nå, okay. Puppy checking on me. Ooh, this is a nice one. Okay, I'm gonna color this in. Maybe it should be blue, like this one here. Those are white. I'm gonna make these brown. I like this this gel pen right here. I think I should make some of the dots white. Oh, Lena, is this the sketch? Is this? Why do I have to use so many S's? Lena, is this sketchbook or watercolor journal? Well, it's very inexpensive. We have like a dollar store, and it's supposed to be a sketchbook. And it is true that the paper is fond of pencil and graphite, not so fond of ink. It's definitely not watercolor paper, and it's got like no sizing, and it leaves these crinkled pages, when it's done. I've used it for a lot of crazy things. Mostly, should I do a flip through? It's old. It started in 2022. This is a J from Kathy Arbor's stream. This is also Kathy Arborish paint along. This is Lindsay the Frugal Crafter, the notorious Mod Podge woman, where she used graphite pan paints, the pan sketchbox. What? It's just graphite pens in pans. Doing these fossils. It was fun. This is gel printing used as a background, where I just flipped the book on the gel plate, lifted it off, and then I drew on top of it. And then I glued in 2022 some leaves, and look how they're holding up. They're looking exactly like the day that I glued them in. Sure, they got this coat of acrylic on top of it, but it still looks like the day I made it, I would say. This is a die cut I pushed out of a Daphne's diary. Isn't it crazy how we can remember these things? But I pushed out a die cut and then I tore off the whole page and used the whole as a stencil. This is a gel print where I took real leaves from my garden and then did this Kathy Arbor inspired lady, and then I used dots, a ton of dots with my Posca pens and this to make a dress. So that's how the dress is kind of carved out of the gel print, and I think it's white acrylic gesso I used to carve out her, the woman. This is a stencil from Jane Davenport with faces. This is ready to be worked on, but it's likable still. I'm not so good at those. What do Kathy Ava call them? Eco, faux eco prints, or yeah. Go to her website and then you can see, or her YouTube, and then you can see a lot of these. She does very beautiful eco prints with plants and stuff. This is I used the gel print as background to show my outdoor sketching. I was actually pretty good at going outside last year. I was out every week for maybe 3 or 4 months. Every single week I was out, not asking for a first prize, because the only reason why I was because I had to drive my hobby to surfing. So in a way, he's the donkey dragging me outside, but I'm sitting waiting for him to finish surfing, you know? So that's why I got this very picturesque outdoor sketching of all the water, you know? So, yeah, it also said, like, this is the flagpole at the surf club. This is a guy in a ballerina skirt with a lot of butterflies that was gifted to me from Didi. I won I messed up. You know, Didi's doing a giveaway, and then she says, "And now US only," and then I put in a number because that's the kind of fruitcake I was that day. And then I'm laughing about it, thinking that, oh my god, I'm such an idiot. And then I actually won, but didn't won because I'm not from US. And then it was time to do the international, and then I put in a number, a different number, and then I won that one. So it was just like, duh. So I just remember, she sent these butterflies, but what she sent me, what I won, was this right here. Um, Didi made. Is it this one? Yeah. Okay. Oh, Didi made that one, and then I took a photocopy of it. Or did Didi make? Didi made one of these. I think it's this one. Yeah, it looks super professional. And then I took a photocopy of it, and then with my alcohol markers, I tried the same. And I was helped a lot because the photocopy showed all her shading where she placed them, which is the hardest part, to do the hair, the light in the hair, and where to place things. So that was fun. I mean, I was so happy receiving it, so I could use it and work from it. Lindsay the Frugal Crafter did a oil painting of a duck, and I just tested it out with. At that point, I got new gouache, so this is done in gouache. Oh, agony. Do blah blah blah, strange stuff. Ooh, this is so cute. This is gouache. Also, there is a artist called Touche Dumplina. Dumplina, Dumlupina. There is an artist on YouTube with this name down here. He or she painted this, and I did a rendition of it in gouache. And what I learned from it was that, every medium got their own tricks and how to do stuff, and it was like new to me to work with gouache. So what I learned from this fabulous paint along sitting was that I first did this whole area dark, and then came on top of it with the leaves, and it was mind boggling for a watercolorist to start out that way, because I'm used to work with transparent watercolors where you don't start blocking out your substrate with dark color, right? So I specifically recall that that day I had to think gouache. Like, it's opaque, it's like acrylic. You have to trust that it will be opaque enough to cover. So that was a very nice painting session where I learned how important it is to put in the dark value first when you do gouache. Here I just took, I think it's watercolor, and then I just splotted out the whole page, and then I masked out a door. You can barely see it. And then I did some more washes on top of that. I really like it. It's like very easy to do. So if you want to play with color and you want something that's very loose, and people love to use the word intuitive, I could recommend this, where you first take a whole sheet and do it very brightly, and then afterward you mask in like a square. In this case, I'm thinking of it as a door, and then you come on top of it with a new wash, and in that new wash you put in some darks. And in this case, I'm trying with the darker color to carve out some stems, so this one looks like flowers. But it's very relaxing way of spending a painting session. Yeah, gosh. Here I'm swatching. Ooh, agony. And here we are with the Art Nouveau. So as you can see, I've been using this sketchbook with acrylic and gouache and watercolor. It behaves okay. It's not the best. It's definitely not cotton paper. Definitely not. But I don't think that there is bad paint or bad paper. It's just different paper, different supply. You need to work with what you have. I know it sounds weird, but you need to adjust after what substrate you are working on and with what kind of supplies you picked. And if you do that, whatever you do will work out just fine. Because the worst thing you can do is to get used to one type of sketchbook paper and getting used to it so much that you keep comparing the rest of the books you're working in with that particular paper and always get disappointed, always trying to get the same result that you got in that Arches watercolor paper in that $1 sketchbook. Been there, done that. Like thinking that, oh, I can go in and quickly do this and this effect, and then it just won't work because it's a different animal. I even had a long period of time where I was hoarding my Arches paper and also saving on my best watercolor paints. So I suddenly found myself in a situation where I forgot how to paint with M-gram. I know it sounds crazy, but I remember cracking out the M-gram palette after not having used it for a while, and then couldn't figure out how to paint with it. So yeah, that just you know, it's a shame. Okay, I'm gonna go in with a gray frame here. I'm totally regretting that I picked that gray. I think it's too similar to what's inside the circle. Uh, what did I have on this one? Oh, it's a buff. Mm. Okay, what happens if we mix the gray up with the buff? Again, it just becomes lighter. The drying shift with this palette right here is not that big, so it's more like what you see is kind of what you get when it's dry. And I think it's because it's so not opaque. It's not gouache, but there's a lot of white in it. I'm not sure that I liked that the frame ended up having the same color as the background also. So now I'm gonna try that darker gray while it's still wet. See if it gives me. Okay, that's fine. Um, let's see. Hi, Brenda. I've learned. I have learned for me it is easier to start off with high quality paper so I don't have to work so hard to make my mediums work. I get discouraged too fast. Yes, I think the trick is to find that in between affordable paper where you feel that it doesn't cost you a fortune to have 10 bad paintings in a row. I think I can do like 20 paintings in a row and only one or two would I pick out to ship to someone. Only two would be, where everything was just in harmony and I was happy with it. So if I had to do like 20 pages, 20 drawings on arches, it would be like a whole block of arches. So I like to find that piece of paper that's kind of inexpensive, so I wouldn't be so sad to, you know, make a mess on it. But still, it's a watercolor medium. Um, and I think I found that in Hannah Müller is a German brand that makes watercolor paper, and it's more expensive in the US because it have to be imported from Germany, but it's affordable here in Denmark. And I would say that it's so much affordable compared to Canson paper line because Canson I think is imported in my country. So it kind of pays off for me to work with the Hannah Müller watercolor 200, I think it was called GSM. So it's not like a 300, but it's still cotton paper. The only thing about Hannah Müller is that it comes with some sort of a texture, which sometimes is linear, which is something I don't like. I don't like having too much um, texture on my paper so that my paint lay down in the ditches of a linear paper structure. I have tried out a lot of papers. I'm always searching for that in between paper that's not an arches but not super expensive, um, and that can be delivered in big poster size. I don't know if you guys know about it, but I usually like to work in very big posters, like poster size. Sounds wrong when I say it like that. I like to work in those big posters because I don't know, it just gives you space to stretch your legs, and you can be far more creative when you have a giant surface compared to here where I have to put in a face in something that's an area that's the size of an inch. That's not likable. I hate having to squeeze in a face on an inch because a face is very filled with a lot of details that must appear. Like you must have a nose, you must have a mouth. You can't just skip um a facial feature because you think you're running out of space or something. So that's why I like to work with the bigger posters. And there have had issues finding that perfect mixed media paper because it's too expensive for me to purchase watercolor cotton in those big sizes. I can't see myself buy such a big roll of arches because I would be so intimidating to cut out a piece knowing the price of the sheet, and it has to be that masterpiece. There's nothing worse if you have to deliver a masterpiece for yourself. I mean, who want to be under such pressure? That's like inhumane. Okay, this totally needs to dry before you can barely see anything. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Brenda. Thank you, Dabbler. You like Fabriano? Ooh, yes, yes, yes. Fabriano is cool. I had a long time where I was using the what was it called? Uh, Cardi paper. Remember that Cardi, the Indian brand? It was so lovely to work with. And I think that I tried a bunch of Fabriano right after I worked on the Cardi paper. And for some reason, it felt like the paint behaved the same way. Because I had such a long time working with the Cardi paper, I couldn't tell the difference. And Cardi is like 100% cotton. I could not tell the difference that I was working on 50% cotton. It was like the pigments was on the surface just as long before it got soaked in and married to the paper. It was like, it just behaved so similar. So that's true. I also think that Steve Mitchell, mind of watercolors, was looking for a substitute for, was it arches, and talked warmly about Fabriano being the most affordable choice at his end of the world. I just hate how diluted the word artist grade has become when it comes to art supplies. I mean, you can find the most cheesy uh, kids paint and they label it artist grade. You know what I mean? So when you shop online for stuff, whether it's paper or paint, you can't really trust no longer the word artist grade or professional because it's been so diluted. So it's like a hands-on experience. Like you need to stand in a place and let your fingers touch the surface of things or test out things. I mean, and I think it's so sad because in these days I am so dependent on shopping my stuff from Amazon, so I have to rely on the product description. And I don't think anymore that I trust those labels like artist grade and professional. Okay, I'm trying to make like a pink scarf here because I want to give her a pink dress. So I should also make it like pink on pink. That's so bad, Lena. That's so bad. Okay, let's deviate from the plan. We're gonna give her a different colored dress and then a more pronounced pink scarf. So I don't have like pink on pink. What did she have? She's got like that beige. Okay, I'm just gonna give her that same beige beige dress. Oh man, there's so much doodling to be done. Whilst that pink scarf is drying up, I think I would address some of all this doodling. See, I happen to have like this gold gel pen right here. Oh man, I just love the way they glide. Don't you guys just love a good gel pen? You know the way that it's just soft and a little bit sticky. You just want to go use it all over. That is so strange that I chose to do that kind of purple right there. Should we try with a brown on top? Okay, we're gonna try with this brown and see if we can make some sort of stripes just to break it up a bit. Do we have? Okay, we got a pink right here. I don't know how pink it is. You should really test your gel pens and don't do like me, just jump in with it. Because the barrel is not um, the same as what's coming out of the pen. Jeez, I don't have no idea what I'm doing here. I can't really stop these doodling things. Okay, I'm gonna hit set this so I'm sure that it's dry over here. Okay, let's pencil in some of their makeup. I think it's easier to do it with a pencil than to sit and do it with a watercolor brush. So now I have to decide. I don't want to put makeup on them. Um, I think they're very beautiful, but like when they're natural. So I'm just first gonna do the generic stuff, with the shades, giving her a more happy mouth. And then I have a dot right there. And then a lip color. Oh, what kind? I don't want to have. Should it be like red? It should be red. Ah, this one. And then a little bit red on the nose. Oh, I think I have enough of white. Oh, here it is. Ooh. I'm just gonna put white on the chin, the nose tip, the eyelid center, and then we need a darker brown for her eyebrow, like a real dark brown, like this one. Okay, and now we're gonna use a black. Uh, where is it? I think it's a knob too. The white and the black is always the first one to get sharpened down. Is it this one? No. Hmm. This one? No. Yeah, black. Yeah, it is super tiny. I don't even know if you guys are getting anything out of it. I ended up doing like this on her face. So she's kind of looking downwards. She don't have like totally closed eyes. And then she's got like this giant, looks like a giant nostril. So I'm gonna try and push that back a little bit with the white. I love that this woman is so natural. So let's try and take some of the similar colors with her. And then I don't want to start out with the black immediately. I want to start out with some sort of a. This is a black cherry. It's a good one. Oh, now I get it. They look not submissive, but they look soft. These women, because they're looking downwards. But I love that they are not like smiling in a big fat grin or anything. There's something very special. We should really do a study. Just really study the face expressions of Art Nouveau women because you can clearly tell that they're from a different age where they had a different view on how to portray women. I especially like that it looks like they're wearing lingerie, like like that the soft they just kind of woke up and went out into the atrium of flowers and then just starting their day. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about when I'm saying that when you work so small, it brings no joy. It's like a hit and miss with the pencil, and it's not delightful to work like this because you don't feel that you are uh, the person who's drawing. You know what I mean? Like you don't feel you are in charge. I'm giving her a little bit Tuscan red eyebrow because I think I want to make this woman a redhead. I've been eyeballing that red palette. You know, guys, my favorite color is red. I've been eyeballing that red in the palette. So I need dark brown like this one. No, we keep taking the same pencil. Where is my, could it be this one? That's the Tuscan red. I keep want to grab this one, but I'm actually looking for something darker like this one. Okay, so she's got like more reddish, Tuscan reddish in her eyebrow and also around her eyes to give her something that would go well with the red hair. So let's put in the red hair. Okay, the Art Nouveau style got this like it's like the hair strands curved. Have you noticed that? Okay, let me see if I can draw it. I'm not sure if I can, but it's like for no rhyme or reason they got these curves. Ugh, this is so not how we are used to draw hair. But at least we're giving it a try, right? How many curves should I get? There's a ton of swirl in in some of these girls that have these like very twirly. Okay, I'm just gonna carefully start out with this. What to do about her hair? Okay, we're gonna give her a crown, some sort of a crown looking thing here. That is so not standing out. Okay, I'm gonna deal with that hair pieces of jewelry first. I'm sorry for not attending chat so much. Let's see. Autocorrect is killing me. This level. Oh yeah, the Bridgerton series. Oh my god, I was linked to the screen. That was a cool one. I loved that series because it was so unexpectedly, like, so unexpected what happened. Who had figured out who wrote the Gazette? I hadn't. I mean, it took me a while before I figured out who the author was, but it was fun once we knew. I'm not gonna say more. I don't know if anyone is going to watch it. I didn't know until the very last episode. Me neither. And you know what? My hubby had figured it out, and he keeps saying it. And I think the only reason why he watched it with me was because it was a little bit dirty. You know, there was like these almost pornographic scenes, just in the series in the mix. Because it was so fun watching a girly TV series with him because he can't keep his mouth shut. So and that's why I can't watch a film like Dirty Dancing or something with my hubby because he can't keep his mouth shut. But it was so fun to hear his remarks, like all the way through the series. Look, this is so strange. I'm watering down. You probably can't see it. I'm watering down and lifting off the color from the prisma. Isn't it strange that it does that? Can you see how it's almost like a colored pencil? You guys have to be able to see this. Can you see? In my case, where I don't have this particular Tuscan red in the palette, I think I'm just gonna use the Prisma as a sort of a colored pencil. And just so you guys don't think that I'm cheating or anything, it was this Prisma Tuscan red that I used. Okay, so I'm basically kind of not gonna overshadow that Tuscan red from the colored pencil. So I'm just gonna go in with a super light wash, almost, almost like pinkish up here, I think. Oh my god, she looks so cool with this kind of pinkish hair. I think I'm gonna deviate from the wish of wanting her to have red hair into this pink color because I think it's crazy. We can just let it sit. We can just let it sit for a while and see how it if it becomes crazy or what. That is so strange. Have that pinkish hair. Okay, and now we have to. There is like this. I would call it a design element here on her dress. And I'm gonna mix that up with the this grayish color. And I know it's gonna look like crazy, but when we mix it up, I'm hoping that it somehow will merge together and make a little bit sense. Because I want the dress to be this beige color, like her over here. Okay, I can clearly tell that I used the. Can you see on the texture that I used the wax crayon on her dress also? So I'm just gonna do that with her, what's left of her dress here. So I just did some specks. Maybe I should also do the specks on the flowers just a little bit. Okay, I have to hit that color. What did I do? I probably took this, right? Yeah. The cool thing about that wax crayon resist is that it's an instant thing. It don't have to dry. You can just immediately go on top of it. Ooh, Patty Tolly Paris went live. You know what, guys? I adore Patty Tolly Paris. Would you guys mind if I stopped my stream right now and then went over and watched Patty? I know it's unfair, you hear, but I just adore Patty Tolly Parish. So I think I would end my stream now and then go over and watch Patty. And I want to thank all you guys for sharing this journal session with me on this Saturday and wish you a nice week. So, yeah, let's meet over, take the bus over to Patty Tolly Parish. She is so hilarious, such a cool woman. So, thank you guys, and bye bye.